At the start of this clip, we see two cars pulling over on the side of the freeway, one belonging to the cameraman and the other to his friend, who was pulled over by state troopers for speeding. When the officer notices that the cameraman is with the guy who was pulled over, he asks him to pull over in front of him as well, but since the cameraman realized this was just retaliation, he decided to just pull over behind the cop car at that moment. Let's see what happens next.
Okay.
So,
driver's license and registration, please.
you're lying. But you're pulling him over, right?
You and him both.
You just told me you were pulling him over, so.
Yeah, well, he was going 87, you were going 85.
No,
I
got my cruise on.
I tell you to.
I got my cruise on.
Give me your driver's license and your registration and insurance.
The cop asked the car driver to provide his driver's license and registration papers, to which the driver replied that the cop must be fooling around as the cop pulled over the driver's friend's car. The officer replied that he has pulled over both cars. The cop decides to cite both drivers for speeding, even though the cameraman claims to have his cruise control on.
Well, you got to give me a minute for the registration, but here's my license. And you realize that, how can you see my speed when he's right in front of me?
You're following him. So here's what I did. I hit my front radar on him. He was going 87. As soon as he passed, it went to 85 on you. I'd never stopped the radar. That's the way it is.
Do you have a printout of that?
The man hands over his license to the officer, unaware that the officer can see his speed. The officer then explains, he's right in front of me and you're following him, so here's what I did. I hit my radar on him and he was going 87. But as soon as he passed, it went to 85 on you.
Now, when I make a traffic stop, if you don't do as I say by pointing to the front of him,
as you
by
say,
being behind
is that
me,
lawful?
I'm trying to make
sure
I have
lawful order?
Yeah, it is, because it's officer safety. You're obstructing my traffic stop.
Officer safety is not a law.
So, I want you to pull the front of him so that you're not behind me.
Quote me the code for that.
I can make sure that
Can you quote me the law for that?
The officer then declares that we'll conduct a traffic stop. If you don't do as I say and I pull in front of him, I'm doing everything I can to ensure officer safety. You're in my way, so I'd like you to pull the problem behind me just to be sure.
The code?
I'm not going to pull you the law for that.
Then there is no law for that.
It is a lawful order.
There's got to be a code for it.
Stop.
There has to be a code for it. For officer safety, there is no code.
I don't care.
Just like there's no code for public safety.
Why is it that you
problem?
won't do what I tell you to?
I'm with him, okay? It's not safe for me to just pull up ahead.
The man knows that the cop is lying and building up the laws that are not real. So he asks the cop to quote the law for whatever he says.
I don't exactly go to the front of people's vehicles because if you had a gun or something like that, you could always...
What are you so scared of?
What do you mean, what am I scared of? That's the way we maintain our officer safety.
You think everybody's out to get you?
That is the way we maintain our officer safety.
Why do you guys always think...
I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're coming from.
Your officer safety issue is ridiculous. You realize that?
The cops then explain why he is terrified. He responds, you could always have a gun or something like that. I'm afraid that's the way we make Do You Think? Everyone's trying to get you. That's how we made it. What do you think? Here the man responds, I don't know who you are and the safety issue is ridiculous. You realize you have one of the least dangerous professions in the world and I don't have to cooperate since you didn't pull me over. You pulled him over.
There's the insurance.
Stand by.
The man gives the insurance and registration to the cop, but what happens next is going to shock you. They just leave. The man then decides to follow them. The cop appears to refuse to disclose his service ID or information about a supervisor, instead merely handing the driver a ticket and telling him everything's on there. We have a suspicion the cop wants to get rid of this individual as soon as possible.
I'll give that all to you on a card.
No, you can verbalize it.
I'm going to give it to you.
It's the law. You're supposed to verbalize it.
I'm going to give it.
Can you verbally identify yourself?
All I have to do is provide it to you. That's
verbally.
All I have to do.
Verbally.
I'm going to explain your citation to you.
Someone that has vision problems.
Your violation.
Is
you have vision problems?
When the man asks for the police badge number, the officer refuses and says, I'll give it to you. However, when the man begs him to verbalize it, the cop continues to refuse. After the continuous refusal of information, the cop gives the violation for speed to the man and leaves.
Your violation is for speed.
Oh,
we're going 85 and a 70. I'm going to give you a violation citation for 80 and a 70.
What's your name and badge number?
Right down here.
What's your name and badge number? Are you going to fail to identify?
And now our next interaction between the cops and a citizen. The video begins with a man standing on the road leading to Iowa State Prison. Despite the fact that the road is publicly accessible, the cops say that it is private property.
And your instructions on how to pay out a contest, whichever you choose. My information is down here.
Who's your supervising officer?
Huh?
Who's your
My
supervisor?
information is down here. I'm providing that information to you.
Who's your
There's
supervisor?
information. Have a safe day.
The cop approaches the man and tells him, "We're not going to be concerned about you standing out here filming if you go back and approach that prison. If we get a call about that, we'll come up here and arrest you." That leads to you being warned by an employee to keep off the prison location.
So we rode our bikes back this way because there's no signs right here saying that it's, private property or not publicly accessible. Such guy. And so we rode back over in here, and Dum Dum decides to tell me that we're on private property. I understand it's penitentiary property, but this is a public accessible road to their visitors' parking lot. So,
The cameraman shows the location and mentions that we rode our bikes back this way because there were no signs indicating that this is private land or public property that is not accessible to the public. So we came back in here and he informed me that we were on private property. I understand it's a necessary property, however, this is a public road leading to the visitor's parking lot. Florida just backed up here, claiming that this was a private road, and you claim that there was a sign up here, but the only sign is the K9 on premises. That's all.
yeah, I know, and it's over. If this road, he says it's private, but there's no sign saying it's not. So, and there's the parking lot's right there, right? That's where you go in to visit somebody, right? So this is open road, right? Right, and then he's trying to tell me it's private, but I know it's not. You know it's not, because the public. How do I go and visit somebody if I want to visit somebody, right? Right, so that's where I would go to the door though to find out, on information on how to visit somebody, right? Right. See, and I stayed on.
You're good as long as you're on
the road. Right.
Roadway, meaning this roadway.
Oh, see, no. See, that's where I'm gonna contest, because there's no sign saying I can't go down this road. He said there's no access, no public access, only whatever personnel.
Next, an officer arrives and the cameraman asks the officer about the property. The cameraman explains it's private, yet there's no sign stating otherwise. So the parking lot's right there, and that's where you're going to see someone, right? So if this is an open road, how do I go visit someone if I wish to see someone? So that's where I would go to the door to find out information on how to visit someone, right? The cop tries all they can to persuade the man to leave, but the cameraman continuously informs the officer he is perfectly legal to be on the road. The cops then tell him it's fine to film and be in the area, but they still ask for his ID. But what happens next is going to shock you and make you laugh. This is when the guy simply hands him a piece of paper with their ID scribbled on it, knowing full well he's not legally compelled to identify himself.
They just want you to stay on the shoulder of the road. You got your name, date, birth?
Yeah, I got my name. Hold on. YOURFIRSTNAME. First name.
Next, the man gives the same type of paper written on it with the name. This is surely a lesson for the cops using the law inefficiently. The man's now done with his tricks and asks the cops if anyone's informed about you guys coming over here, because this is definitely public property and there's no sign over here. Here, something strange happens when the cops go from ordering to requesting. So what happened just now, and what did the man show them? Just take a look. The man then leaves after displaying his weapon, which is the law document outlining what rights the police would be violating if the man was not allowed to remain there.
Why are you taking this off? Fine!
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Stop! Put your hands behind your
I
back.
didn't do anything wrong! I was gonna take this home!
Okay, well,
The video shows body cam footage from a confrontation with police in Brookings, Oregon. Jennifer Gaiman, a disabled lady, was detained by police for riding her mobility scooter on the sidewalk without a helmet. Jennifer, however, was well within her rights to use the sidewalk for her scooter because she is a disabled citizen. The cops, alas, had a different take on the situation.
Okay, well, I'm trying to get my camera on real quick. Okay, so let you know, conversation being recorded. Are you able to turn that music down a little bit just so we can talk better? Okay.
I just want to go home. It's freezing.
It is
Yeah,
hold.
why are you stopping me then? I've
Okay,
been riding this thing for over 2 years
I'm
now.
gonna explain it to you in a second. We're stopping you because you're on the sidewalk with it.
Yeah,
you rode
because
through
it
a
is
crosswalk.
it's a legal thing on the sidewalk. Look it up. It's a mobile scooter. It's a fucking mobile scooter.
Okay.
It's an electronic scooter.
Yeah, it's a mobile scooter. Okay, do you understand what that means? It's my mobile scooter. It's how I get around. I don't have a car.
Quickly, Jennifer called the police and explained that she was a pedestrian because of her scooter. The uninformed officers, however, continued to approach even after she explained the situation. Officers kept calling it an electronic scooter, most likely so they could write her a ticket.
Yeah, it's like Iris. He goes on. Yeah, because I'm getting pissed off.
Why are you?
Because I want to go home. You guys are pulling me over for no reason. It's like Iris. It's like Iris. You know Ira, the blue guy with the guy who's right there? It's exactly like his, except it's got 2 seats. That's all it is.
It's electronic
Why?
scooter.
Exactly.
Do you deny that it's electronic scooter?
It's not electronic scooter, and I can ride it on a sidewalk.
Is it gas powered?
No, it's not gas.
Okay.
I
So
gotta
it's
go.
electronic.
I'm cold. You guys are cold.
You're not free to leave.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're
No, you're
not.
not.
Yeah, I am because you legally cannot stop me.
You're lawfully detained right now. You are
For what?
literally on a lawful
For
traffic
what?
stop. You see those red and blue lights?
For what, though?
Are you going to
Give
let
me-
me explain it?
Yeah, because you don't have a reason to. You guys are legally. You're taking my disability act and you're throwing it in the garbage.
I have
This
no
is
idea
my
what you're talking
disability scooter. This is how I get around, and you know that. You've seen me many times around this town riding it.
about. Okay, are you going to let him explain to you why you're actually on a lawful traffic stop?
Okay. So we stopped you because it was actually looked up before, okay? You can't ride this in a crosswalk and on the sidewalk.
Are you kidding me? So the mobile scooters that ride around here, all these old people can't ride them on the sidewalk?
Nope, not according to the Oregon Department of Transportation. I'll look it up for you, just so you can know that I'm not messing with you. He's not messing
Okay, so I'll let everybody know that you guys have bad laws in this town, and that people
It's
that have
Oregon.
disabilities.
It's an Oregon
No, you know what?
Department of
That's disabilities. Okay, these people ride these scooters for disability. You want them riding on the streets so they get hit by a car? You're kidding me?
I don't make the rules.
Yeah, well.
I'm gonna grab some information.
Jennifer was lawfully arrested, and police asked her to see her identification before releasing her. Jennifer was at first hesitant to give her ID, but in the end she did so to speed things up. Several tickets, mostly for driving offenses, were written for Jennifer by the police over the course of around 15 minutes.
No, I know. I've had a citation. You're not doing your job. You're not serving protecting because those people are
trying to issue a citation right now.
Okay, come on, hurry up.
Which is actually causing me to pay more attention and address your aggressiveness, which is
Hurry the
kind
fuck
of preventing me
up.
doing my job.
Yeah,
So if you try to reach and grab something out of my head, you're gonna go to jail tonight.
hurry the fuck up.
You understand that?
Hurry the fuck up.
That was your warning. 4 days to be in the block.
Yeah, of course it did.
The 6th of December.
Yes. I'll double check just to make sure since it didn't bleed through.
Jennifer was followed by the police all the way to her house, where they remained stationed the entire time. Jennifer was forcefully arrested after police arrived at her garage and filed charges of disorderly behavior and eluding arrest.
Why are you taking this car? Fine!
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Put your hands behind
I
your back.
didn't do anything wrong! I was gonna take this home!
Okay, well, we disagree on that. You're under arrest.
You're happy or not that I'm getting arrested, aren't you?
He wasn't even there.
I'm getting arrested because I took this home, and this is a mobile scooter. I've been riding this around town for a month, years, and you guys know it.
Jennifer was shockingly found guilty on the felony counts and given a 5-day jail term and an 18-month probation period at first. Jennifer, however, decided to launch a lawsuit against the city of Brookings and appeal her conviction on the grounds that she had been wrongfully imprisoned and that her rights under the Disability Act had been infringed upon. The judge sided with Jennifer this time. Her conviction was overturned, and she received a $500,000 payout from the city of Brookings. Now let's move on to our next video. In this video, an unidentified neighbor calls the police to report a domestic disturbance, and the officer's response is caught on camera. The caller said that their 87-year-old mother is being verbally abused, so the police were sent to the scene. However, the reality of the issue turned out to be more nuanced and complex than had been anticipated.
Your mother.
Do you believe, after hearing my mother, that she is in danger?
I heard arguing, and I need to make sure everybody's okay inside the house.
What did you hear? What was said?
I just heard yelling. I couldn't hear
You
what
just
was
heard yelling, and didn't I not explain to the yelling? Did she not explain to you the yelling? She told you she's fine.
Okay.
She's sitting on the toilet, and you have to go and see her.
I do, yes.
The police arrested the man who we'll call Papa Meatball outside the residence. They told him that he had to see proof that someone else was there. The neighbor walks up to the conflict and gives a very brash but honest justification. When there is a domestic disturbance, the patrol supervisor is the first person to be absent from the response. Any officer, regardless of jurisdiction, who responds to a domestic violence call involving another officer.
Right. Okay. Go get somebody now.
1K32 phone? Can you start a check on the female? We'll have an ambulance come.
You'll have the ambulance come in and look at her, too.
The ambulance will be here as well.
Right. And you're going to pay for it.
Okay. That's not necessarily what's going to happen.
Well, I'm not paying for nothing. My mom's not paying for nothing because you are forcing this upon us. This intrusion is so fucking unnecessary. You have no idea how hard it is to take care of old people.
I'm sure it's extremely difficult. But I just have a responsibility to make sure everybody's okay, and that's why I'm here.
You don't have the responsibility. A medical person has the responsibility.
I have to ensure that there's nothing
Is required by the model policy on police officer domestic abuse to immediately request the presence of a supervisor from the responding agency. The policy stresses the difficulty that the responding officer faces if left to respond alone or with police of the same or lower rank as a suspect officer. This problem is easily solved by the arrival of a superior commander. Both cops involved in this event were patrol officers and not supervisors.
I'm a caretaker. My mom is 87 years old and she's deaf. And I have to yell at her when she's in the shower to get her to hear my instructions. So the neighbors called the police on me because they think I'm screaming and damaging my mom. And they won't take my word for it. I opened the door. They asked my mom if she's fine. She said, yes, I'm freezing because I'm naked on the toilet. Yet they won't take her word for it either. And I'm not about to let a cop in my house to see my naked mother. Do you understand what's going on here now? Have I explained myself?
At the same time, they asked if they might come in and see how Mom was doing, but Papa Meatball said no. If permission is granted, the police can enter and search the property in question as part of the standard routine for police responses. Police must independently verify the presence of bruises and other signs of physical altercation in order to establish probable cause. As a supervisor is being briefed on the issue, he learns that his 59-year-old paraplegic brother also lives at the residence. It's now obvious that shouting alone isn't enough to warrant an arrest. As a result, the police have no grounds to interfere or resort to physical force. Medical personnel arrive shortly after, and the supervisor lets them in to check on her mother. He briefs them before the examination so that they may better understand what they're looking at.
Rollo! I only need one of you. Rollo, in the house. Yeah.
Papa Meatball's tone of seriousness and irony in evaluating the cops is hard to argue with because he seemed to be correct. We believe the police should have let the caretaker dress his 87-year-old mother before taking her away from him. There have been no developments or court proceedings reported since this video was made. However, the police could be held liable for obstructing the caretaker's ability to do his job if medical personnel uncover any symptoms of cold or flu caused by the mother's exposure to the cold while confined in the toilet. Now let's move to our final clip.
Okay. Give me some space, dude.
Go ahead and turn.
Give me some space,
Put your hands
dude.
behind your back.
No, give me some. Ow! Oh my.
YouTuber and First Amendment auditor Joshua Roberts set out to investigate the public spaces near Dove Technologies in Florence on September 9, 2022. Two workers contacted him after discovering his recording of their workplace and voicing their displeasure. An employee took an aggressive tack, reaching for his camera and trying to take it from him. Roberts explained to them that he was acting within the law and threatened to use a taser on them if they persisted in their assault. After hearing his warning, the two workers retreated. Then one of them called for a co-worker whom she apparently refers to as her spouse, although we have no more details about this person at this time. The Florence County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene, thus he may have been connected to them.
Who are you?
You don't have my signed authorization to have my face on that camera. Turn it off.
Can I have your signed authorization? This guy's coming up aggressive, everyone. Can I help you?
No, can you help us?
Yo, get away from me, buddy.
No, dude. Who are you?
Get away from me, dude.
Why are you here?
Back the...
Why are you here?
I suggest you leave me alone.
You're on private property.
I suggest you do something about that then and get back inside.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah, really. You like going around people like this?
You know
think
what?
that's fun? Don't touch my buddy.
One of the workers complained to management that Roberts was trespassing on company property. Roberts refuted the claim by saying he was actually on an easement. An easement is a restricted, non-possessory right of use over another person's land under South Carolina law. Neither the grantor nor the grantee may alter the location, size, or scope of the gift without the other party's consent after it's been made. A South Carolina power pole crosses the property, establishing an easement as seen in the video. Since the electric pole is considered public property, Roberts is within his rights to be near it. Since a utility easement does not instantly change into public property, the workers were also within their rights to claim the land as their own private property. The workers then called the police, who responded quickly to the building. When asked what happened, Roberts said he was assaulted and gave his version of the events.
What's going on, bud?
Coming, man.
Oh, nothing. Just getting assaulted out here. That's about it.
Get assaulted.
Yeah, by one of their workers.
What happened?
I was just out here taking some pictures, and one of the guys came out here saying he didn't want to be filmed, and he ran up to me, started circling me, grabbed my camera, started pushing up on me.
A third-degree assault and battery is defined in Section 16-3600, subsection E1 of the South Carolina Code of Laws as any unlawful effort to injure another person with the current ability to do so. Willfully and deliberately destroying any type or class of personal property or another person's goods and channels is also prohibited by Section 16-11-510. Possible violations of these two laws included the employee's hostile attitude, and one of them attempting to take Robert's camera, potentially with a purpose to destroy it. At some point, one of the officers started talking to the workers while the other kept talking to Roberts. It's important to point out that Roberts acted in a provocative manner the entire time they spoke. The presence of First Amendment auditors and their predisposition to be provocative has long been acknowledged by the Municipal Association of South Carolina. Therefore, authorities and officers inside the state have been given instructions on how to deal with contacts with them. The first three cops tried to handle the situation professionally, despite Roberts' provocative behavior. When Sergeant Paul Morrison joined the others, though, things began to change. Morrison claimed that he routinely kept this close proximity when interrogating a suspect, and he did so while talking to Roberts. Morrison tackled Roberts to the ground and tried to damage his camera by stomping on it without giving him any advance warning that he might be arrested. Roberts revealed video from the body camera purportedly showing Sergeant Morrison attempting to erase footage. Frustrated, Roberts said, "That's why I was trying to show him when he was all throwing me on the ground, and I'm like, at least turn off the camera." Sergeant Morrison may have attempted to alter or destroy proof of his wrongdoing. Roberts was successful in retrieving all of his videos. As a result, an internal affairs investigation was launched when he lodged a written complaint against the officer. Sergeant Morrison was forced to resign as a result of the investigation. In a statement released after the event, Sheriff T.J. Joy Lehner said that Sergeant Morrison had broken several policies. The Florence County Sheriff's Office has decided to let Sergeant Morrison go as a result. The First Amendment rights of residents and tourists of Florence County were underlined by Sheriff Lehner. The 12th Century Solicitor's Office is now in charge of the case.